What is up, and welcome back to Beyond the Arc with Brandon Silvers. As always, I am your host, Brandon Silvers. All right, there are leaves on the ground. The temperature has a slight chill to it, as much as global warming will allow. And there's pumpkin spice on the menu, which means it is fall, and fall means playoff baseball. So we got to talk about that and also look back at the season that was. And what better person to have talk about that with me than Brett Gosnell? Brett, what is going on?
How are we doing? Very, very excited for this.
Yes, because not only are we going to talk about baseball, but we're debuting a new game on Beyond the Arc with Brandon Silvers, Fair or Foul. You know it's important because I'm holding note cards.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So, Brett, are you ready to play in the first ever Beyond the Arc with Brandon Silvers game of Fair or Foul?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so first, the rules. I will give you a subject, a statement. Some might call it, if they were an English teacher. I will say fair or foul. If you agree with the statement, you will say fair and you will tell us why. If you do not agree, you will say foul and tell us why you don't agree. Then, as the segment winds down, I will ask you if the bases are clear. That means, have you gotten everything off your chest?
Okay, I like it.
That's something I just made up because I'm a sports media genius. So let's get into it. All right. Fair or foul? Padres closer Josh Hader should stop being a whiny piss baby and pitch when his team needs him to. For some context here, he has refused to pitch more than 3 outs as their closer, hasn't pitched more than 3 outs in the regular season since 2020. He's a 5-time All-Star who is a free agent after this season as well.
That statement is fair. That blew me away when I read that. Like 2 days ago, this happened. They wanted him to come in and I think just get the last out of the 8th inning. So they were only asking for a 4-out save. And I just, as a former pitcher myself, who threw probably about 30 miles an hour slower than Josh Hader did, I can't imagine like the coach coming to me and saying, "Hey, would you like to pitch?" and me saying, "No, thank you." Like pitching's it's fun as hell, dude. You could ask me to pitch right now and I'll go out there and blow my arm out. This shit, like there's nothing funner in sports than being a pitcher. Fuck you, dude. Go out there and pitch.
What is the opposite of the Mamba mentality? Is it like the Ben Simmons mentality?
Yeah.
Because good Lord. And then I found a great quote because he was obviously asked about it. And the Padres, at the time of this taping, they need a miracle to make the playoffs.
Yeah, but they're still in it. They're still
well, according to some people. So I guess he was talking to someone, AJ Casavel of MLB.com. Sorry if I mispronounce your name, but I don't think you can fight quite like Odor. Anyways, he said, it's the situation that we're at. Are we in the playoff race? So easy. He said, hey, y'all might think we're in the playoff race, but I know what's going on here, buddy, and we are not. So it's just, he's putting it on. It has nothing to do with the off season, and it's just about staying healthy. And you see guys get overworked and injured and all this, but it's just, are we in the playoff race?
So, as a Dodgers fan, I think of Scott Proctor, former Yankees reliever who, when he was with the Yankees and Joe Torre was coaching the Yankees, he brought in Scott Proctor every game. Like he just wore his ass out. Scott Proctor probably thanking God that he got traded to the Dodgers. The Dodgers then hire Joe Torre to be their coach, and he runs him into the ground. I mean, he had to retire in his mid-30s, I think. Like he was just run into the ground because he was the ultimate, like, you're not good enough to close games, but if we're losing, we're going to bring you in every time and shit. So anyway, I've seen pitchers get truly abused and ran into the ground. But he didn't complain about it. He still went out there and did it. And any competitor is going to want to go out there and do it. You know, I mean, and it's, I don't know. It's, and CC Sabathia is another one I'll always think of. When the Brewers, pretty small market team, usually not trying to get the superstar players, they got CC Sabathia at the trade deadline, probably the best player they've ever had. And they're like, we're using this motherfucker. And they pitched him on 3 days rest the entire second half of the season. And he went out there. And did it. And he probably loved every second of it because he's getting to pitch more than he would have with whoever he was with before. So, I mean, any real competitor, dude, when I played, I would have pitched every inning of every game. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, and like you said, CC was going to be a free agent. We just saw another guy, Shohei.
Yeah.
Shohei set to make more money than anyone could ever count, but he's still out there for a team that wasn't even close to the playoffs, and he blows out his arm, kind of to haters' point, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to do it.
It might not be injured
not playing too.
Yeah. It's just pitching's fun, dude. Like, I mean, there's no other, like, I don't know. I can't imagine not wanting to go out there and pitch. I mean, it's great.
Well, how do you go back? Like, what are the odds he re-signs with the Padres? Like, how do you go back into that clubhouse with this?
Probably nil right now.
You would think, like, are we in the playoff race? Imagine someone saying that to, like, imagine your star closer, and you're like, well, y'all are in the playoff race. Wow. According to whom? Like, that is great. Like, they should have fucked him.
Yeah. In relief pitcher, he's like one of the best relievers in baseball. So somebody will sign him. But it's not like relief pitchers are out here getting these big ass deals. Like they don't sign relief pitchers to, 10-year, $500 million deals like they're Bryce Harper and what Shohei's going to get. So I don't know. I guess he's making sure he's healthy for whatever does come, but I don't know. That's got to limit his market for sure.
Well, because, like, I can't imagine being in the World Series and needing your closer to come in with 2 outs in the 8th, and he's just like, okay, but I'm not going to. Now, who knows if he would do that? Because, I mean, he plays for the Padres, so he's pretty safe from the World Series. But, like, what? You got to have guys you can trust. Like you're saying, you got to have guys who are competitive and want to go out there and pitch. And he doesn't. He wants to get paid. He wants to be healthy, which, by all means, it's working out well for him. He's producing, but I would not want him.
No, absolutely not. And the comp, when I first read this, one of the first things I thought of was Allen Iverson. I'm pretty sure he was asked to come into a game off the bench one time years and years ago.
Oh, yeah. You say he wasn't coming off the bench. Well, when he was, are you talking about, had he already played in the game?
I remember they were down like a ton of points and he just wasn't going to go back into the game.
I think it was Melo.
Okay, maybe. Okay. So that is just such a different situation, though, because like the game's lost. It's like I'm not going to go exert myself in a losing effort. Hader was asked to come in and win the ball game.
Yes.
I mean, so that
he was like, "Nah, y'all got it. Yeah, if it shows up, if you come to me in the 9th, if you manage to make it out of this, but otherwise, because the more recent example for that too is DeAndre Ayton for the Suns, Game 7 against the Mavericks. They're down like 40 in the 3rd quarter, and they try to put him back in the game, and he was supposed to be a free agent after the season. He's like, we're down 40 in Game 7.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit right here and enjoy the show.
Not a good thing to do, but I totally get it.
Yes. But trying to win a game.
Yeah. I've got no sympathy for that. at all.
No. And like, you got to do it, especially if you're still mathematically in the race. You have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're a competitor, like I mentioned, you still believe you can make it in.
Yeah, exactly. What an asshole. Well, are the bases clear on this one?
Bases are clear.